Big mighty God did it again. You woke up on the right side of the dirt, so let's give God a praise. This is John Lakin and Friends. What's up, everybody? This is your boy, John Lakin, and welcome to John Lakin and Friends. Good morning and happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us here at John Lakin and Friends. We are about to lift up a praise that says, I was created to worship. Created to worship. Create to give you praise. Create to worship. Was created to give you praise. Say created to worship. I give you all. Everybody say, for I was placed in the earth just to give you praise. My God, it's the reason you're still here. You were born with a purpose, placed in the earth, just to give you. Say, for I was born with a purpose, placed in the earth, just to give you praise. Hey. One more time. Say, I was born with a purpose, placed in the earth, just to give you praise. Say, I was created to worship, created to give you praise, created to worship. I give. Come on, one more time, lift it up. Created to worship you, Lord, in spirit and in truth. Unto you, Lord. Your name. We bless your name. We bless your name. I give you all of me. Everybody say, I'll bless you. I'll bless you. I'll do it forever. And I'll give you praise.
Here at JP Holly Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that during this transitional period, family traditions have never been more important.
In life, no two people are the same, so every funeral should be designed to help celebrate the uniqueness of one's life. That's where we at JP Holly Funeral Home come in. Our staff is committed to providing exceptional service and finding meaningful ways for your family to cherish the memories of your loved one.
Let us honor the memory of your loved one the way you see fit.
Dr. Howard Thurman, 20th century theologian and one of the mentors of Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement, was once quoted as saying, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it." Because what the world needs more than anything else is people who've come alive. When I think about that, my first thought is to think about the book of Acts. Because people who've come alive, to me, are the people who go out into God's world and make a difference in that world. And there are two characteristics of those people who have been made alive. They've been empowered by the Spirit for two things. Number one, they grow comfortable being uncomfortable. As you go through the book of Acts, as you get to the end, you realize that there are these momentous moments throughout the book, all of these accomplishments, all of these great things. And it all comes back to one thing: men and women who are willing to not sit in their comfort, but to move in their calling. And for that reason, they become these world changers, if you will. But then the second characteristic is probably just as important. No one is perfect. These people that Howard Thurman talks about, these people who have become alive, are not perfect people, are not people who don't have issues, are not people who don't have problems. But these people don't allow their vulnerabilities, they don't allow their fears, and they don't allow their failures to dictate their journey. They bring these vulnerabilities, they bring these failures, and they bring these fears, and those things become the cracks in their lives, whereby the grace of God comes in and transforms these people. But at the end of the day, it comes back to this important thing as we look to be motivated this very week. And it's simply this, that if we want to be the people that God has called us to be in this world, making the difference that he calls us to make, we have to be willing to step outside of our comfort and into our calling. No more looking back, no more holding on to what was, but moving forward into the world as God has called us to do. And I'm John Lakin, the John Lakin, and this is your motivational moment.
Welcome back to John Lakin and Friends. Let me tell you, we are about to have a conversation with an incredible creative, a genius, a mastermind, one who has the eye and the vision to bring all of our ideas to fruition, especially during this pandemic. My boy, J4, James Hairston IV. What's up, man?
It's so good to be here, man. John Lakin and Friends. Let's go.
I'm telling you, man, I'm so proud to have you on. First off, for those who don't know, we are talking to a Stellar Award winner for creative and for video production and producer of the year, right?
Yeah, video of the year. Yep.
Oh my God. Of course, it was with this incredible artist that you might have heard of, JJ Hairston, which is his father. Let's first start at the beginning. I remember when you first started picking up your camera to praise him in the Lord's church. So how did you go from starting out with this as a hobby to this becoming not just ministry, but an incredible business that God has given you?
Yeah, man, came in a mighty long way. First off, I fell in love with the church and fell in love with ministry, and I kind of came with it in my own creative way. And in that sense, I started falling in love with the tech and just seeing the response, and I fell in love with ProPresenter, which was so ironic. I fell in love with just putting words up on the screen and seeing people's reaction to it.
Wow.
So that was just like an amazing experience. And my first old reliable camera that I had, it was like a Nikon camera, and then coming to Benedict like a year or two, and then being under people like yourself and a good mentor of mine, Daryl Izzard, well, who really, really pushed me. You all pushed me in so many different ways. So I have especially you to thank, and many, many others. It sounded like we had like a brothers band back at Benedict College, man. It was amazing.
Let me tell you, and I was the old man on campus, because I went to college late, and you all came in on fire. And I'm telling you, it was beautiful to see what God did with all of us at Benedict College. But then to look now, you got Melvin Crispell, who is Sunday's Best winner. You got Chandler Moore, who's the worship leader of the world. We have yourself. We got John, who is touring with Pastor Key. I mean, it's incredible. Jalen is in Greenville. It's incredible to see how God has favored us and how he allowed our paths to cross. So let's talk about your upbringing. We know that your parents are currently the pastors of All Nations.
All Nations DC.
Yeah, DC. Under the leadership of the Apostle Matthew Stevenson, which is absolutely incredible to see the transition with your parents going from being worship pastors or worship leaders, directors of worship and arts, into now becoming senior pastors of their campus, which is incredible. So how has that upbringing for you in church prepared you for the capturing of worship, the way that you capture it?
I always say when capturing, in terms of like the media artistic standpoint, I have a greater love and appreciation for my upbringing, especially growing up in children's church. And I have a greater love and appreciation for it now. And I also believe that has helped me in the gifting of media and capturing, mostly because I know what a praise and worship atmosphere feels like, and especially in the prophetic and things like that. I have a greater appreciation for altar calls and prayer and intercession and things like that, because you're really capturing the conviction of someone, like the heart. The heart of what they're experiencing. So many people don't know, and I've had these conversations with my friends and peers that are also in the industry, that it takes a pure heart. It's not say a pure heart, but it takes experience to know what that experience is, especially in like Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit, all things that move and capturing that conviction. I love. That's also why, you know, even though for my father, he was a minister of music and he was into praise and worship and singing, I found my own creative expression when capturing the hearts of people and capturing the face, capturing the cry and capturing the heart. So I really feel like any moment that you capture in the video world, it's almost prophetic in itself. From the moment that you pick up the camera and to the point where altar call hits, and when the Holy Spirit has like totally taken over the room, at that point you captured every single sequence, from a person that's on the altar call crying to a praise and worship moment here, and this moment here, this moment here. At some point, it's almost like looking at your work and seeing everything that happened. People online are seeing it and being captivated by the experience. People that's viewing on screens from the back to the pews and stuff, and they're saying, wow, like God has totally took control of his room. It's not up to man anymore. At this point, it's just solely God. And so at that point,
you're literally telling me that we are all pursuing the presence of God, even from how we capture it. Because this is an interesting perspective. You know, we've never really heard from the cameraman, because oftentimes the videographers, they are behind the scenes, so they don't necessarily have a mic. So it's beautiful to hear, you know, because what I'm hearing from you is there is such a vulnerability and an honor and a respect of that moment and of the presence of God in that moment.
These conversations stir me, so I'll borrow you a little bit. But like, I call my group, especially in the ministry of All Nations DC, I call them scribes, because I call them scribes because what I learned in the book in the books is that they were always documenting and note taking. It was always historical. Like, it was like something was going to happen on this day, and it was our responsibility to capture it. You know, like you guys, as far as minstrels, you have your responsibility. You take them into the throne room. You wouldn't have any proof of that if it wasn't for the media that is recorded, from the audio to the video to the presentations. You know, that's what makes up the visual resume of the church. So that's the responsibility that I take home each and every day. And there was one moment, I'll be honest, and Pastor JJ knows, he's seen me many times when I've captured these experiences, especially in All Nations. And then there was moments where the scribes and all of us, we sat back and, you know, we were able to receive at that moment because we said, okay, our responsibility is done. You know what I'm saying? The work is done. Because God took over the room. You know, we ushered, we had everybody see this experience. Everybody experienced it at home. Now we get to sit back and get that same impartation as well.
Y'all, this has been such an intriguing conversation with my little bro, James Hairston IV, 2021 Stella Award winner, Video of the Year. Boy, we're so proud of you, man. I thank God for what he's doing in your life. And this is only the beginning of incredible things to come. There's so much to come right after this. Thank you again so much.
Clean by Design is a full-service cleaning company specializing in floor care for commercial properties with dry times of 90 minutes or less. Our carpet service is perfect for your business, serving Sumter, Columbia, and the surrounding areas. Give us a call at 803-847-5595 or visit cleanbydesignsc.com for a free quote.
You're in control. Seated high. You're Lord of all. Great I am. Sovereign ruler. Lion of Judah. You're Lord. Here we go. Things will change. When we call on that name. Great Jehovah.
Welcome back to John Lakin and Friends. We are about to have a high praise good time. Let me tell you, I don't know if you know it or not, but there will be glory after this. An incredible God deserves an incredible praise. Every song that this young man releases is a sermon in somebody's church. I came with America's choir director. They went from squalling to the best praise team in America. JJ Hairston and Youthful Praise Band. JJ, we're so proud to have you.
Man, John Lakin, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me on today.
Man, let's talk about this journey that you have been on for all of these years. I can remember when that sound came from Youthful Praise. Every choir in America was like, what is this? So how was your development in ministry? Like, where was your upbringing? Where did you start?
Well, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. My grandfather was a Kojic bishop in Brooklyn, but we moved to Connecticut when I was like in my early teens, and we started attending my father-in-law's church, Bishop J.C. White, who is originally from the Institutional Radio Choir in Brooklyn, New York. So when I got there, they were already singing people. So I joined the choir. I joined to get with Trina, but I joined the choir. And I mean, literally, we were teenagers. And when, usually, teen choirs, they're singing, exciting, upbeat, teeny bopper songs. And we were singing Thomas Whitfield and Richard Smallwood. Because the director at the time, Pastor Sean Brown, really had a desire and a love for that rich sound. So we continued in that vein, and that's kind of how our sound developed, because we started studying people like the Whitfield Company and the Thompson Community Singers and all these rich sounding choirs. Of course, we would do Hezekiah Walker and John P. Key too. But I would say that the mixture of that sound is what developed the Youthful Praise sound that we all know.
Oh my God. And then we watched Youthful Praise go on a journey where they went from the rich choir sound to becoming this praise and worship band with some cayenne pepper, I would say. It still had that soul in there, but it was an incredible transition. So how was that for you, thriving in a choir scene now to moving to more of an ensemble and a praise and worship feel?
So I'll be honest, with every transition, there's discomfort. And this is what happened. Pastor Sean Brown went on. Sean Brown, of course, God rest his soul. He transitioned from being at the church. Now, everybody doesn't know this, but Youthful Praise was a church choir. We were we were the teens of TFT. We sang every fourth Sunday, and we changed our name to Youthful Praise, but we were still the church choir. So when he went on to become a pastor, I was left alone as the sole leader of Youthful Praise. Wow. And at the time, everybody kind of knew Sean and I at the time. He was the one who wrote Awesome God. I was the one that wrote Deliver. So I was the upbeat guy. He was the more, real deep choir sound guy. But of course we influenced each other. When he transitioned out, I had to be who I was and not try to take his sound and replicate his sound. But then also at the same time, we'll probably talk more about this. My wife and I, Trina, we were going through a separation. And to be honest, at the time, I wasn't really hearing anything. I was kind of really down and really didn't feel good about my spiritual life as a whole. God changed my life, reconciled my marriage, and then he changed my sound. So when we recorded our previous record to that, I was singing Deliver and all these upbeat songs. But then once our marriage reconciled, I started hearing songs like Lord, I'm amazed at the things you've done for me. What I was hearing changed because my relationship changed. And I can honestly say I didn't even have the option to staying and keeping the same sound I had because I wasn't the same man I was when I wrote those original songs. But I allowed God to do what he was going to do and just had to trust him because I could not be who I was. And I thank God that I did because I think it helped to form a whole different sound, not because of me, but because people really thought that a choir couldn't sing praise and worship.
Listen.
But now how many choirs have we seen sing worship? There's nothing wrong with the choir singing vertically. It was just traditionally, all of the choir songs it's supposed to reach people, but our songs are supposed to reach the throne of God too. So that's why I started writing those songs, and God has just taken us on a whole journey from there.
Oh my God. I want to touch you, not only the incredible new record that you have out where you won a Stella Award this year. Oh my God. Does that ever get old to you? Because you've had quite a few.
Man, so this year we actually won 2, which blew me away because we were in 2 categories. In my head, I was like, if my son wins, I'm good. If we win 1, cool. But I did not expect to win both because, I have a high level of love and respect for Ricky Dillard and New G and all the other choirs that were nominated. Jason Claiborne. And
yes,
I was excited about them. So the fact that we won both choir categories really let me know that people still do appreciate choir music, and they appreciate all styles of it. Because there are different styles of it. I mean, what Kevin Lemons is doing is great. What Vincent Bohannon is doing is great.
Wow.
I appreciate all of it, but people appreciate what we do as well. So I'm so grateful that people want to hear choir praise and worship.
Oh my God. Listen, there's so much more to come right after this.
Hi, my name is Hamilton Jacobs, and I'm running for Richland County School District 1 board seat at large. Listen, I am a product of Richland County School District 1. And I'm running because, number one, I want to make sure that our students, our teachers, our staff, and even our parents have the help and the support that they need through this coronavirus pandemic. Number two, I want to make sure that our students have an outlet and assistance as it relates to bullying. Number three, I want to make sure that I'm the connection between the community and the school board. I want to be the voice for the voiceless. A vote for Hamilton is a vote for the solution. Tell your friends, your family, and everyone you know that Hamilton Jacobs is running for Richland County School District 1 board seat at large.
We recently had Dr. Wendy Henderson Wyatt on the show.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the head rocker anthem of the year was I Have No Reason to Fear. Let me tell you something. What I found about your songs that you carried and that you've released in the earth is that you often have declarations that are house declarations that the entire house can sing. I think as a songwriter, there's nothing more beautiful than having a song that people can make their own. And so let me tell you my personal testimony with your music. In January, we lost my father. My dad passed January of this year. And when I tell you that your song, You're Gonna Live to See It Happen, literally pumped life back into the heart and the veins of my family. I just want to, as your little brother, you've always been an incredible mentor, always been an open ear. I mean, never too busy for me to call and you not be there to give your wisdom. I thank you so much. And I'm honored to call you my friend, man. I just want you to know that we love you. We thank God for what God has given you. And I can't wait to hear what's next.
Man, first of all, you tear me up. John, thank you so much for the years of support. And I mean years. I don't think people realize how long we've been connected, for us coming down south. And you're always being so supportive of us. So we thank you. And you've also released great music yourself. So
I appreciate
what you'll find is people who release music themselves aren't very complimentary of other people who release music. But you've always been very supportive of us. So I appreciate it. And to be honest, these songs, they breathe life into me first. I always tell any writer, they're like, how do you know if a song's gonna be a hit? I said, I'll never know if it's gonna be a hit, but I won't release it unless it ministers to me.
That's powerful.
And that's how I know these songs like You're Gonna Live No Reason to Fear. These songs that I didn't, pen myself. I mean, I may have doctored them up a little bit, but these songs are other people's babies that they allowed me to put some clothes on and release. And I know that they ministered to me in a place where I know that more people need to hear it. And that's why I can honestly say that God has blessed us with this music that people connect with because it connects with us first. And I thank you all because you've allowed the music to enter your homes and your churches and into your personal devotion time and allow it to minister to you. And my promise is this: I will never release a song unless it ministers to me. And my prayer is that it always ministers to you as well.
Wow, my God. My big brother, JJ Hairston, we're so honored to have you on John Lakin and Friends. We thank God for you, man. There's so much more to come right after this.
Good morning, everybody. My name's John Lakin. I just wanted to ask y'all to go subscribe to my Uncle John's YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so y'all can get notified whenever a video is posted. And also, make sure you visit his website at www.johnlakin.com. My name's John Lakin, and I'm here with John Lakin and Friends. Indeed.
Welcome to JP Holly Funeral Home and Crematory. We pride ourselves in assisting our community members during the greatest time of need for the last 100 plus years. In life, no two people are the same, so every funeral should be designed to help celebrate the uniqueness of one's life. That's where we at JP Holly Funeral Home come in. Our staff is committed to providing exceptional service and finding meaningful ways for your family to cherish the memories of your loved one.
All right, everybody, this has been an incredible show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Before we get out of here, I want to shout out a few people. I want to shout out my mama, Sallie Lakin. I got to shout out my cousin, Arlon. Today is his birthday. And I want to shout out the good Reverend Stanley R. Latson and Lady Latson. We love you, sending love to you. Everybody that's surviving the struggle, know God is right there with you. Take care and have a happy Sunday.
You're gonna